financially.
You ain't done make a smile so far.
Well,
Good morning, everybody. And of course, we are back for another Edification Thursday. Thursday, November 26th. It is the final Thursday in November.
November.
Yeah, final Thursday. It seems as though November was just, a couple of days, couple of weeks ago. But here we are. I'm counting down to Christmas.
That's
Let me
right,
check
right.
the days. How many days we have until Christmas? 28 days, 13 hours, 56 minutes, 6 seconds until Christmas. So we're working with 28 days.
Lovely. I find I'm getting a feedback again.
You getting a
Seems
feedback?
like last week, yes.
Let me just check with the
hearing.
folks on the live. Are you guys getting any feedback? We want to be clear this morning because we got a lot of ground to cover, a lot to talk about. So
I'm hearing me when I speak.
you hearing yourself when you speak?
Yes, feedback, just like last week. And it
Guys,
was
are you
my-
getting? Hold on, let me check. Is that better?
Let me hear. Yes, I'm not hearing me anymore.
Not hearing me.
Beautiful.
All right. So
Let's say, how have you been, my dear?
I am good. I am good.
Rosie, as
Hold
ever.
on. Let me just check quickly. There's a feedback. Someone is saying there's a feedback from Eddie. I think we're good now.
Yeah, we're good now because it's not.
We're getting
I'm
it
not
now?
hearing
Yeah,
anything.
we're
I'm
good
not
now.
hearing
All right.
anything.
Well, there's a delay, so you might be a bit behind. It's better now. All right.
Yes.
207 strong. For the newcomers to Edification Thursday, we welcome you. Thank you so much. And to our regulars who are here every Thursday, we are also very thankful to have you here with us this morning.
That's
So,
right.
Eddie,
That's right. Yes,
shoot.
man. We have, of course, this is my 39th pearl of wisdom. I beg of you to basically understand and appreciate that this is your time. Of course, my topic this morning, what I'm going to be discussing is really this is your time. A lot of us feel it's our time only when things are going good. It's our time, period. Because if life throws you lemons, you need to make lemon squash. Don't just complain about the sourness of the lemons. Become creative. Good? So, young people, pull up your chair and take notes. Embrace the opportunities that life throws at you, even when you go through uncertainties as brought on by this pandemic. And God knows this pandemic has brought on a lot of uncertainties for us. So, I'm asking you today to sanitize your mind by paying close attention to what you allow to dominate your thoughts. Good. I was told once by a student of psychology that on a scale of 1 to 100, and this is not age, this is 1 to 100, 1 being the lowest in terms of risk, and 100 being the highest, that psychologists and psychiatrists get concerned to the point of administering treatment for one when he or she reaches 29. Not 29 years of age, 29 in the spectrum of 1 to 100. Not 45, not 40, not 50, or even higher. I was told that most of us operate at 17, which means that we all have a little screw slack somewhere. Good?
Yeah.
Stress levels are very high in Grenada, and of course, I dare say, around the world these days. We have to find creative ways to release what's worrying us. As I said to a friend recently, we stress over things that no longer matter over time. We invite fear into our lives by overthinking. We overthink things, and then we find ourselves stuck in the quadrant of the worst case. We are always kind of, focusing on the worst case scenario. That's all part of overthinking. But if we are honest enough to check back, we would realize, in no uncertain terms, that as much as 95% of the things we stress over never come to pass. Isn't that interesting? We have too much anxiety about things in our head that we have absolutely no control over. We need to have anxiety about excitement in doing good, whether for ourselves or others. That's where the anxiety should be. A lot of us are our own worst enemies, and we need to be protected from ourselves. Too many of us are our own bad company based on how we allow ourselves to be socialized. It is absolutely no surprise for me, therefore, that we tend to gravitate to people who are just like us. Not because we know someone for years, it means that we have to be stuck with them in all their negative attributes till death. We
And
have to become conscious enough to shake them off and
and I'm
move
glad
on
you
with our
said that.
lives.
And I'm
Huh?
glad you said that because seeing that we have a whole 379 this morning, and I mean, it'd be naive of us to think, okay, they're just here for the jewels that we spit on a Thursday and the gems. So, you know, at some point in time, we always come here, we always talk, we always, speak on taking responsibility, and we always talk about, owning up to stuff, and that is growth. And as you always say to urge to be human. And I know there's a lot of folks, of course, are aware of what's going on. They're seeing Aruna name all over. And I mean, being in the spotlight has its pros and its cons. It has its advantages and it has its disadvantages. And to those who really know me, they know how much I know I value my little privacy and what have you. I'm being thrust into the middle of something. It's not necessarily the best place I wanted to be or chose to be, but I'm just gonna use myself as an example this morning because at the end of the day, there's absolutely no perfect human being. I've been in radio for as long as God knows. And, my thing has always been, to vibrate higher, your favorite word, and not the lally, bouncing low, be up there. And, something would have transpired. And of course, my whole thing is ownership, being responsible, being mature, to say, you know what, I messed up. And in hindsight, you probably say, you know what, I should have handled the situation differently or should have done this or done that. Because being here, I can understand the disappointment from some because, they see you every day and they have you up there. And people expect certain things from you when you're in certain positions. So I can safely say that I'm disappointed in myself on that level because people expect you to vibrate higher, because they listen to us every Thursday and when they leave, they want to take what we say and put it to good use. But at the end of the day, things happen. And I want to go on record first off on 479 now. I hope y'all stay after I'm through with my piece. People expect bigger and better things of you and they hold you to high standards. And some might say, oh, well, it's easier in the spotlight, da, da, da. But a lot of the times it's even harder to hold yourself to the standards that people hold you to because
It's a lot of pressure.
it's a lot of pressure
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're literally living in the eyes of the public and you have to do everything that they want you to do and how they
Joke you
want
making.
you to do.
Joke you making. I'm not doing it. I doing what I have to do.
I'm just saying how it feels. And a lot of the times I try to do that because it's never an easy thing. Sometimes people will say to me, why do you go out and you're always in a corner hiding? I'm like, listen, you could afford to go and bubble on your neck and whine on your back, and that's okay. You. But if I were to step out on that floor and tip on my toe and bend my back or go on my head, listen, that'll be more than breaking news. That'll be all over the airwaves. So there are things that I could do and I can't do because of the position I hold. And like I said, I accept full responsibility. At the end of the day, when you're an adult, you're supposed to know how to handle things differently. And I really want to apologize to the individuals concerned because at the end of the day, this could have been handled differently. And like I said, in hindsight, you always think, I could have, would have, should
2020.
have, 2020. But unfortunately, it don't work that way. So yeah, I'm hearing, but at the end of the day, I just want people to know that yes, I'm on radio. Yes, I'm gonna still be big mouth, opinionated, loud, whatever, whatever, because this is what I do. This is my passion. This is my job. This is what I love doing. And making mistakes and error does not mean I cannot speak. And at the end of the day, this is something that I always say to people. I don't have role models. I said that to someone a couple, and they was like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Because the only person I look up to is myself, and I strive to be better than the person I was yesterday or this morning. But there are other people who see me as a role model, and I get the disappointment, and I really want to apologize to those folks who see me up there because it is a hard pill to swallow when you have somebody on a level and then you hear certain things. You may not know all the information, but you hear certain things. You feel a type of way after, you know? knowing that, hey, this person, man, this person, I really didn't see you in that light. But I just want to remind people, regardless of celebrity status, regardless of out there, at the end of the day, I am human first before I'm radio personality. This is a personality. So I am entitled to mistakes, and and I'm grown enough to own up to mistakes, apologize for mistakes, and hopefully be better. Some will continue to follow me on this journey. Some might decide to follow up, and that is okay, because if you lose five, you gain 10. Couple days ago, we had been doing Edification Thursday for how many weeks? We had what? 80, 100, 120, max 150. And today we're bubbling at 685. So it's a good thing. So folks can really hear and not just, run all over the place, you know? And at the end of the day, we all, we all err. We all make mistakes. I'm not asking for any pat because, oh, it's Aruna. I'm not looking for any sympathy from anybody because I've had to tell people that, Eddie, people were messaging, they're sorry. I'm like, what are you sorry for? You didn't do anything. This is my up. I'm the one that needs to be sorry. What are you sorry for? And they're like, no, because of people saying this and people. I'm like, that's okay. At the end of the day, I'm in the spotlight. This is expected. A regular Tom Jones on the road, it would have just been a regular piece and you keep it pushing. Yeah. So
Yes, man.
I
But
just want
you come strong, man. You come strong. You come strong.
listen. I am from Granborough. I grew up eating fig with a little dash of oil thrown on it, and if I'm lucky, piece of saltfish and a flap of the chicken on a Sunday. I know struggles, and I mean I'm not new to this. I've been in this position before, you know. And I just want to say thanks so much because I got some good soldiers. I got some good people. I got some good people rallying. My troops are I got some really good troops. So for everybody who reached out, everybody who, wanted to know what's going on and, was just sending a whole lot of love and support, I want to say thank you so much. But I ain't gonna lie, you all were waiting for that slip up. All I get it and it's like, whoo, whoo.
But anyhow,
So
I would say moving right along.
you're saying,
Good. Yeah, but a friend told me recently, a matter of fact, even profited by writing, the world that exists in the dreams of people like you and me does not exist in actuality.
766, I need you all to stay until
The
10:30.
world that we dream about can never exist because humans have become so vile, wretched, and designed to only seek whatever is in it for their own survival and self preservation. Us black people, us people of color, are at the bottom of the grab for self preservation and survival because we are chained mentally. Mentally, we are locked up and we are kept in that state of ignorance by our leaders, whose only vision it is to use our backs to climb on so that they can, manifest their prominence. Woe be unto black people in this dog eat dog world. Folks, this is not conspiracy theory. This is a glaring at us, those who have eyes to see and are seeing. This thing has been happening in our neck of the woods since 1951. People using us and keeping us blind, deaf, and dumb. But as Voltaire would say, there is none so blind as he who would not see. So we have to start looking and making sure we see. So we make a conscious effort to change. That is the only hope. We have to make that conscious effort on a daily basis. But where do we start? Funny enough, one person at a time. I am on radio here now 33 years. And if I reach just one person, my job on earth is over. And I know I've been reaching more than one because there are many people who are edified, not just because this is called edification, but they are edified by my sharing, whether it is on radio, on social media platforms, or when I meet them personally. Folks, your image as a worthwhile and valuable human being, regardless of your color, race, orientation, or religion, matters because this is your time. Folks, why am I saying this is your time? Because it is time to leave the acting on stage behind and be real. There is nothing to be real about if you keep lying to yourself. Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want more out of life? Then tell yourself, satisfaction would not be enough. We all want more. It is not a question of whether or not it's possible. Conquering is part of our description. It is in our nature. The will to overcome and produce was designed to be a part of our genetic makeup. So let's wake up now. What is in it that what is it, sorry, that you're doing now that made you stop assuming and stop being curious about life? When your curiosity
Someone here
stop,
is
you stop
asking,
living.
Eddie. Let me just interrupt you for a second. Someone is asking, you really think grown adults can change, and how real will that change be? Someone is asking that question.
Well, that's a question not for me, because it's a question about their willingness to
To
change.
change. Mhm.
You have to be conscious enough to realize, if I keep on doing what I'm doing, I will keep on getting what I'm getting. Do I like what I keep on getting? Yes, then keep on doing what you're doing. Do I like what I keep on getting? No, then stop doing what you're doing.
Mhm.
Now, we are born to increase. We are not born to stay put. Mother make 12 children and we say, joke she making, I gonna make 13. Because, well, she have a monopoly on making 12. No, we have to break that cycle. Because now is not a giving time. Now is not a charitable time. People are so insulated within themselves. People are studying you with your 12 or your 13 children now,
Nope.
You're on your own. So if you're living in a situation like this, you have to take all these things into consideration and say, you see me, I need to focus. I need to change what I am doing. And the change that I want to see in my life and around me has to begin with me. So, folks, we have to give away, stop this self-doubt, this self-destruction. We have to now gravitate to self-discipline and self-development. If you consider yourself a child of God, oh God, I mean, come on. Then we have to start showing our Father's traits. Just do it and don't stop working on it until your life has meaning. I am asking you now, wherever you might be, look your partner, your friend, wherever office you are, look your friend right now and say to them, it's your time. And let them say it back to you, it's your time. It's your time. You might be still employed at a time when many are losing their jobs. That's why it's your time. You are alive when so many the world over are falling prey to the coronavirus and other related illnesses, of course, or just from the stress and worry of the economic downturn. It's your time. So don't feel sorry for anyone who is not above ground with us today, or who might not be paying attention to what's going on around them. It's not their time because they are not conscious enough to understand that it's their time. It is your time because you are paying attention. I want to, each and every one of you tuned in here today to stop taking your positive, and fruitful engagement with where you work for granted. Listening to me must not be taken as just an event you got dressed up for because you wanted to hear what Aruna had to say today. And I wonder what he gonna have to say to, come on, folks. Today is a new day. It's your time because God is working behind the scenes on your behalf so that you could fulfill your purpose. Today must mark a new beginning for new thinking. After today, you need to pay attention how you spend your time after work. I always say this because how you spend your time after work determines your expectations in life. For expectations show up in behavior. So you are to get up on mornings armed with great positive intentions and go out and sell. Sell what? A better self-image. Sell what? A better account of who you are as a person. The story is told of this father who put his son on punishment before he even saw his report card from school. Why? He said to his son, I can tell how you are doing in school just by how you are using your downtime. The same way, we can tell how people are doing in life just by how they spend their downtime. The reason why it's called downtime is because it is the time most people use to get involved in activities that prevent them from growing, both in their life and in their careers. Like supping and LOLing and using precious, expensive data to pound people's business on social media. taking picture of self and making foolishness constantly. Jim Rohn said, folks, your life and my life, the lives of each and every one of us, will serve as either a warning or an example. A warning of lack of discipline, drive, and ambition, or an example of objectives clearly perceived and intensely pursued. You need to look each other in the office right now where you are, in the home where you are, anywhere you are right now listening, and say to each other, maximize your downtime. And if nobody's around, say it to yourself, maximize my downtime. The reason why most people don't maximize their downtime, folks, is because they are more dedicated to their distractions than they are to their destiny. What are some of the common distractions? I am sure most, if not all of us, have been distracted by problems of life. Your circumstances, office politics.
And especially now with COVID, we got a whole lot of those to deal with.
What do you mean?
You know,
You who
extra,
getting, even who getting
extra.
more paid than who?
Hmm. But
Refusal to
you get paid
grow
for
and change.
what you put out. That's what you get.
Of course, and
You're
people
not gonna
dying
get
on
more
my
than what
work.
you
What do you
deserve.
mean that is not your work? You didn't get a job description? The last column, the last, not column, the last phrase on your job description covers it. And
Mm.
any other duty you called upon to perform from time to time. So how come that not your work? You should be fired. A matter of fact, you're begging to go home.
Hmm.
But how are you going to learn? How are you going to grow? How are you going to become useful, and relevant? There's a quote that someone made up, and as flippantly as it comes across, it has depth. Blessed are they who seek nothing, for they shall never be disappointed. You seek nothing in life, folks, you will end up with nothing. Just a gentle reminder here, whatever you are seeking in life, it is also seeking you. So as I approach home stretch with my sharing here today, I want you to understand that anything that has income and expenditure is a business. In the same way that anyone who has income and expenses is in business. So when you come to work on a daily basis, because you want to remain in business, you need to start to mind your own business.
But somebody just some folks just do enough to remain in the business and not go above and beyond the
And
call
some
of
of them are
duty.
paid
Because,
enough
like
and
you
keep them
mentioned a
from
couple of
quitting.
weeks ago, it's not hard now for a lot of employers to send employees home. It's relatively easy because they know who's been working and who's been, joking on the job.
That's
Now
right.
that it's glaring, now you can see, so it's either you want to step it up a notch or you remain complacent or you remain in that same on par just to get by, just to get paid. Which one will it be?
But of late, Aruna, I have been subscribing and I'm begging people to do that. Subscribe to motivational stuff.
Hmm.
We need to find things that can tickle our minds. And while our minds are being tickled, we are smiling because it's a good feeling, as against continuing as if nothing changed. Folks, this motivational life coach, Brendan Burchard, he is the most followed high performance coach in the world because
What's
of
the
his
name? What's the
knowledge.
name of it? What's his name?
Brendan, Brendon,
Hmm.
Burchard, Burchard.
Okay.
Good. One of his many books is The Motivation Manifesto, which is given out free with a 12-week online course on motivation that will take you to the next level.
Hmm.
This, incidentally, is how you master your mind so you have motivation constantly. He spent 20 years studying the topic. And over the last 10 years, people like Oprah and her executive teams, Usher and his band, among others, use Brendan Burchard. That's how world renowned he is. So I'm happy to advise, because of my ardent followership of Brendan Burchard on social media, we have struck up a personal relationship.
So you need to give us more of his pieces. As a matter of fact, you need to get him on the show.
Oh, and his benefits are pouring through man bountifully. This coronavirus environment is your time, folks. It is your time to finally master your mind and find a greater level of motivation so that you can achieve your dreams. I am going through the coronavirus thing too. I am going through the economic squeeze, the meltdown. But that's just one component of my life. I have teeth in my mouth still, my tongue still working, and I have smiles. There's humor in my system. And you have to gravitate where the love is and stay there.
Listen, you just preaching to the choir more than anybody else.
Burchard offers the following
You have
six
to.
keys. Listen to this, the six keys to the science of motivation. First of all, he says you must have ambition, have a dream, have a desire, have a goal. How about the second thing? Expectancy. Believe that you can figure it out and that you can do it and it will come true. Focus is the third. Every single day, look at your goals, look at what you need to do. The fourth thing is very huge. It's called effort. Knock off 3 goals every day to move forward, because with momentum comes motivation, which has been proved. The fifth thing is attitude, which is huge for so many people. Right now, we are all surrounded by so many negative comments out there, so much cynicism. So many people have given up and gotten tired. This may not be you, but you have to improve your attitude if you want to go to the next level. We all do. You have to learn to meet people from a higher place of joy and presence. You have to have an outlook on each day that says, you know what? I can go out today and create some surprises for some people and have some fun. I can get it done. And number 6, funny enough, very important, environment. You got to set up an environment that allows you to win. You could mean, that could mean, like, for instance, your desk in the office. If you chupo shaka say, hey, you're going to have problems. Put it in order. Have some structure in your life. Good?
It
Your
works.
peers have a lot to do with your long-term setting of your health, your drive, your success, of your social economic status. The people you hang out with impact your life tremendously, folks.
Very important. That's a good place to end
So
this
your
morning.
environment has to be important. If you don't have the right people around you, a long habit of thinking the wrong people right could be the death of you. Find a seminar to attend, something uplifting,
The right environment.
something personal developmental to participate in. Go volunteer. If you're in a church, go do something in the church. If you are around good people, you become stronger and you can contribute more. Suddenly, you find more motivation and, of course, total fulfillment.
It's a
Now,
good one.
I'm more convinced lately, Aruna, that if people knew better, they would do better. Those of us who know better need to maintain consistency
Firstly,
in sharing our knowledge and our talents. It was so gratifying to hear recipients recently of my genuine kindness over the years utter grateful words to me for all that they were able to receive from me to help them to become who they have become and continue to evolve into. Just recently, an individual who encountered some serious challenges joined a small group that I was a part of and started to relay the said misfortunes when my position, by positive, inspiration just took over and introduced him to his powerful personal presence, because he was in a place there that he forgot that he had a powerful personal presence. It was kind of just shrouded by all his experiences. That's just
listen,
one aspect of your
today
life I have to tell you.
we should have bought an hour today because we really need to preach. But Eds, we gotta go. We are out of time, and
That's very unfortunate.
I
But
know.
as I grow and
We'll be back
mature to
next
the
week.
point of reason, I need you, everybody, to divorce themselves from negativity as I have, in the enjoyment of someone's sorrow and misfortunes, and instead empathize, attempt to walk a mile or two in their shoes so you can understand where they are coming from. I believe and declare that once I change my course, my life will change for the better, because it is my time. That's what we need to tell ourselves. So, folks, to your unlimited possibilities.
I'm grateful. Thank you
Blessings, man.
so much, Eds. Catch you next Thursday.
Love you.
And of course, thanks so much to each and everyone who came into the room today. Every Thursday, 10 to 10:30, it's Edification Thursday. And if you would have missed earlier, of course, you can always look back at the live. But again, I just want to say a special thank you to everyone who's reached out, who's sent me love and support. And of course, I want to take the opportunity again to apologize publicly. Like I said, at the end of the day, gotta hold yourself to high esteem. And being a public figure and putting myself out there for public service, I literally have to hold that standard. And I really want to apologize again, to all those concerned, and of course, the individuals in this incident. I really want to apologize, and of course, as we move on, we'll definitely keep you posted. All right. So again, thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for the love, thanks for the support, and don't forget to catch me again at 11 o'clock this morning. We're gonna have the Minister of Health inside the ladies' room. Lots of catching up to do, lots of information disseminated over the past couple of days regarding health situation and COVID-19. So he will be here joining me for that at 11 this morning. And again, I say to everyone, thank you so much. And let's continue to keep that fire burning. All right. Catch you again next Thursday, same time, same place.